So who's ready to get started and have some fun? Today we're going to be creating a new character and we're just going to be having a blast. We're going to be having a blast with the process, and we're not going to worry or weigh ourselves down with having to create a perfect masterpiece. All right, remember, this is all fun. Just enjoy it. So as I get started, you can see I'm throwing some clay down there and I'm just going to build up a basic character. Not really sure exactly where this is going to go. However, I do have a concept that I do want to teach with you guys. But to get started, I want to ask you a couple things. I'd like to know, how are you feeling today? Are you excited and ready for the day ahead? Or have you let fear settle in again? Sometimes I find that we find ourselves struggling with the monsters we have inside. And what I like to refer to these monsters as our own personal inner demons. Now, these demons come in all shapes and sizes, depending upon who you are, and there's multiple ones of them. However, today, we're going to focus on a couple of these creatures that like to tag team us and that like to hide out of sight. And these two that we're going to focus on are formerly called anxiety and depression. Two monsters that I think like to come back and haunt us over and over again. Now, as I'm creating this piece, you can see it's just going to be a basic character, but I'm going to add a couple demons to him. And what I was thinking as I was creating this is, these two demons are those demons that you have on your shoulders. Almost like the angel and devil thing, except two demons. Or they could also be the ones that are kind of attached to our back and swinging around to the sides and kind of whispering poisons into our ears. And the reason I find that these inner demons are so influential and successful at getting the best of us sometimes is because we haven't given them a name or a face. And so we haven't triggered to our minds that they're important to keep an eye on and to watch and to chain up. And so they just kind of slither and move in and out of the shadows. And that's why they're able to sneak attack us so easily. So here what I'm doing is giving them a face and giving them a concept so that we can see them and so we can attack them. So here I'm just working on the pose and trying to figure out exactly where I want to go. And with this character, I kind of wanted to start with a pose that was almost like thinking or caught overthinking and not exactly sure where to go. Kind of in a state of I'm not sure where to go. And being anxious and overwhelmed. So to get going with this, I wanted to give you guys a few tips to help you to overcome these monsters, these little inner demons. And so the first one is to change the definition and how you describe it. If I were to ask you how you know that you're anxious or nervous, a lot of you would say, my mind is overwhelmed, it's kind of running in circles, I'm sweating, I got sweaty palms, I'm jittery, I'm shaking, different things like that. However, if I were to flip that and ask an Olympic athlete how he feels before going down a hill or before a big race or before her big match, and they'll say, I'm excited, I'm pumped, I'm juiced, I'm ready to go. However, you also notice that they'll be in a state of sweating, jittery, excited, heart racing. They have a lot of the same traits. However, they decided to call it excitement instead of saying I'm nervous or I'm anxious. And because of the fact that words have such an impact on us, and especially our minds, that simple shift can make us change the way we feel and the way that we actually go about handling it. Just to know how powerful, the quick example would be, what if I were to tell you that I think you're mistaken? And then compare that to if I said you were wrong or you're lying. Just a simple shift in words can change an entire meaning in how you go about reacting to it. All right. Next, another idea is when these demons come knocking, to go ahead and get up and change your state, to get moving. Have you ever noticed that if you go out for a walk or you go take a shower, you go to the gym or something, the simple act of changing what you're doing actually frees you up? And what I believe it is that when you're sitting there and all these ideas and things are racing and going in circles in your mind, when you get up and you get moving, you leave all of that behind and you start focusing on new areas, new things, and it opens up and frees up mental capacity, just like a computer. And now you're allowed to create new ideas. And with all that free space, you'll be able to create some amazing new ideas about yourself and how you feel. And so if you get up and move and go change what you're doing, that'll be a shift in gears that'll help you to overcome these demons. So looking at this guy now, and you can get a little bit more feeling from him in the posture that he's in. And I started creating the bodies or the snakes for the demons as I'm trying to figure out exactly what they're going to look like and how they're going to attach. So going back to overcoming them, another concept to think about is thinking about what you're grateful for, what you're happy about in your life. I find that a lot of the people I see and meet are always talking and focusing on all the negative things, what they don't have, what they want but can't get, or why they can't get it. And the problem is that whenever we have questions and whenever there's things we seek, our mind always finds a way to find it. So if you're looking for negative things constantly, you're going to constantly find more and more, even to the point to where when you run out of the typical things, that your mind will create crazy off the wall negative thoughts that don't even make sense, but it would tell you them and you will listen. Crazy ideas about how negative you are or how bad things are that don't even make sense in normal conversation. So if you're able to focus on things you're grateful for, you'll be able to flip that, and your mind will be able to keep finding new and amazing things to be grateful for and about yourself. And as you're doing that, continue on to think about some of the achievements, some of the things you did have done in your past, some of the things you have now. How many things do you have now that you didn't think were possible, that you went after and were going after, however, you didn't know if you were going to be able to get it? I'm sure all of us have those. There's plenty of things that we can look at now and say, I'm not sure if I'm able to do that. But if we look at our past, we can get certainty about some of the things we've already achieved and how hard they were to get them, even though we have them today. So hopefully a few of these have helped you guys out, and they've given you some ideas, and this little character kind of becomes a token for you to look at and say, you know what? Today I'm going to take back and I'm going to overcome these monsters. I'm not going to let these inner demons come at me and try to take me over. So let me know what you guys think, what you guys liked or didn't like about this. If there's anything you guys are battling. And you guys have an awesome day. Have fun. Go get creative. And I will see you guys next time.